Welcome back to the Little Leaf Café, a cosy corner of the world where warmth, kindness, and simple magic fill every cup. Today's tale is set against a soft winter backdrop. The first snowfall of the season. As snowflakes drift gently outside the window, the cafe becomes a quiet refuge of crackling warmth, homemade treats, and sweet surprises. So, find your comfiest blanket, sip something warm, and let's step into the heart of a winter's day at the Little Leaf Café. The morning began in silence. Eloise stirred beneath her quilt, the chill of the early winter clinging to the air. It was the sort of hush that made the world feel smaller, softer. She blinked open her eyes, then sat up, slowly, in bed. A delicate light spilled through the curtains. She padded barefoot across the wooden floor, pulling her cardigan around her shoulders, and opened the cafe's side door to a world completely transformed. Snow. The first snowfall of the year had arrived overnight, covering the little town like a quilt of white. The rooftops were gently dusted. The cobblestones softened under a powdery coat, and the air sparkled with tiny frozen stars. The trees surrounding the Little Leaf Café stood proud and still, their branches rimmed in frost. It was quiet, peaceful, magical. Eloise smiled to herself. It felt like the beginning of something. By mid-morning, the cafe's windows had begun to fog slightly from the warmth inside, creating a cosy contrast to the crisp cold outside. Eloise had lit the fireplace early, and the scent of cinnamon buns and pine from a little pot of simmering clove water filled the space. She had placed a new knitted blanket on the armchair by the window and brewed a fresh pot of winter spice tea. A few early birds shuffled in, Mr. Alcott, of course, wrapped in a wool scarf that looked like it dated back to another century. And Grandma May, cheeks pink with the cold, her laughter warming the room as she brushed snowflakes off her coat. "I walked here," she said proudly. "Didn't want to miss the first snow through the cafe window." Soon, the gentle hum of quiet conversation filled the room. People looked up now and then to admire the steady fall of flakes outside. Even those who came in weary or silent seemed to soften as they stepped into the warmth. A group of local school children arrived mid-morning with their teacher. Their cheeks were red and noses runny, but their eyes wide with wonder. Eloise quickly arranged mismatched mugs of hot chocolate, extra marshmallows for all, and set them by the long wooden table in the corner. "We were out drawing snow-covered trees," the teacher explained, "and the cold caught up with us." They laughed as they sipped, some sharing their sketches with one another. Others curled under blankets Eloise handed out. The laughter, the shared smiles, the grateful glances towards the windows. It filled the cafe with something intangible. Joy, simplicity, connection. Later, as the light began to dim and the snow thickened outside, Eloise stepped outside with a tray of crumbs and crusts for the birds. She left it under the shelter of the back awning and stood for a moment, her breath visible in the cool air. The snow continued to fall, covering her boots and eyelashes, muffling every sound. The world held its breath, it seemed, in that moment. And then she heard it. Softly at first, then louder. The sound of children singing from inside. An old winter song, slightly off-key, sweet and pure. It made her smile without thinking. It reminded her of being small, bundled up in scarves and mittens, staring at the snow with wonder. back inside, cheeks glowing, and found Mr. Alcott gently tapping a teaspoon on his mug in rhythm with the song. Grandma May was humming. Even the quiet writer in the corner had put down his pen, just listening. Eloise moved behind the counter, refilled the teapot, and paused for a moment to take it all in. The warmth, the music, the snow-dusted boots lined up at that door, the mismatched mugs, the golden light reflecting off the window panes. She wasn't sure when the cafe had stopped being just hers and become something more, something shared. A space where the outside world was momentarily held at bay by the steam of hot drinks and soft chairs and laughter. Outside, the snow kept falling. Inside, the Little Leaf Café glowed like a lantern in the storm. As the snow settles and the stars glimmer above the rooftops, the quiet magic of the season lingers in the hearts of all who gathered today. From Eloise's thoughtful touches to the laughter of new friendships, the Little Leaf Café once again reminds us that comfort can be found in the most unexpected places. Thank you for spending part of your day in this little world of warmth and wonder. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and return soon for more gentle tales from the Little Leaf Café. Until next time, take care and keep cozy.